Let's Play!
Hi guys and welcome back to Let's Play Hate Plus. I did not mean to exit out, that was legitimately an accident. So let's continue reading what we haven't read. We have the Lineage Act Amendment now, which is more fun politics. I find it interesting, Hyunei doesn't, so that's fine. Let us continue. Before I declare council back in session, I'll ask, have the councilors with differences on the one Lineage Amendment resolved them? Or will this simply be a repeat of this morning? I'm okay. I think I've come to terms with it. I think we've come to acceptable terms. Then we can proceed. Council is now in session, and the floor is open. I'd like to modify my amendment to stipulate that all provisions are optional, and that blah blah blah. I'd like to modify my amendment to stipulate that all the provisions are optional, and the member of the family who receives a nobility stipend can be selected arbitrarily by the councillor. What's the point of that? The point is that not every family is led by the eldest son. If we are to restrict a nobility stipend to a single branch of the family, it is important that it's not given to the wrong one, as we discussed this morning. Like, at length. So then why not just give it directly to the councillors then? As the Council of Security would say, more subtlety is required. It's better to make it about families than about individual men. That isn't something I'd say. Do you still disapprove of the act, even with Councillor Smith's amendment? Well, I still think this one lineage nonsense is a stupid idea. I don't see any point in prioritizing elder sons in particular, even as a statement, and like alienating branch families has absolutely no logic to me. This is going to have all kinds of serious repercussions in the future. They're not going to be on my family, though. They're not going to be on my wait, who's oh, right, she's part of that other house. Yeah, that one. You know, it was the Smiths and wasn't it the Kims? I think so, yeah. I think? Oh god, it's been a long time since I played Analog. I hate story. You want to hoist yourselves up by your own petards. That's okay with me. Wait, no, it does say, you want to hoist yourselves up by your own petards? That's okay with me. I thought there was an if in there. I definitely disapprove of the act, but in the capacity of the Council of Security, I won't object. That will suffice then. Are there any councillors? Seth, go away. I'm trying to read. Don't care that you're playing Dead Rising. Go. There. Good. Are there any councillors that do have objections? Or further items to propose? None that have a chance of carrying. No. Then Councillor Smith's item is added to the amendment then, and the debate is closed. How does the council vote? The Councillor of State is in favor. The Councillor of Agriculture is against. Sorry, but I have to tell my family I tried. Also against, for the record. But you know what I'm not against? Justice. The Councillor of Culture is in favor. The Councillor of Engineering and Science is in favor. The Councillor of Education is in favor. The Councillor of Captaincy is in favor. The Councillor of Security is against. Have fun explaining this one to your cousins, boys. It's not on me. The amendment carries. 5 in favor, 3 against. Moving on. Well, that's fun. Do they have the thing where they all have to agree? And then it keeps going back and forth until they do? I guess, probably. The new council. Okay, so Hio is it's the lady, right. Okay. Idiots! We've taken a completely functional political institution and replaced it with a collection of absolute idiots. Councillor Mute shouted at me the moment she appeared on screen. Good evening, Councillor. I said, Seth? Boy, I will smack you if you keep popping up. Good evening, Councillor, I said. Tough day at work? Don't you start with me. She rolled her eyes, wagging her finger at me. I've dealt with enough bullshit today, okay? I'm sick of it. Sorry, are you the only councillor who's remained after the whole meritocracy thing? Me and Chief Councillor Ryu. Somehow that dimwit was the only other member of the council who managed to pass his exams, she said. That's not even funny anymore, Seth. What are you doing? Seriously. Stop. I'm not actually angry. I'm joking. she said, throwing up her hands. What the hell? I gave her a look. Not even the Counselor of Education was able... I gave her a look. Not even the Counselor of Education was able to retain his position? Surely one would think he had no problem, as he controls the exam's contents. Content, I said, perplexed. I did not like what I was hearing. This was a radical shakeup of the political climate, and that is never a good thing. Like, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, education stayed in the O family at least. A couple have actually gone to totally different families altogether, she said. Whoa, I said in surprise. Yeah, which is actually pretty big, given the whole nobility status is tied to council positions thing. That's an interesting idea, actually. Meaning that, like, the Kim family just straight up doesn't count as nobles anymore, she said. I found myself feeling immensely grateful that my family status was perpetually tied to Mute, who has the advantage of being perfect. Not sure about that statement. There's no such thing as perfect, and therefore not likely to fail any exams anytime soon. Regardless of how utterly repugnant the notion of nobility having to prove their status is, I said as much to her. Yeah, she said, giving me a look. Anyway, I want dossiers, I can never pronounce that word, on all the new counselors made. First line for each, utter idiot. But, like, I want to know who these people are, especially the ones from new families. I don't know anything about them, and I want that changed, okay? Yes, ma'am, I said, and I thought about it for a bit. I thought about it for a bit, then suggested, we should also keep a close eye on any family that has lost their nobility status, as they may cause trouble. Good call, she said. Hey, let me bounce a crazy theory off you. Do you think this could have been a power play by Chief Counselor Ryu? I considered it. It seemed unlikely to me, given all that she has said about the man. He was the one she handpicked for the position of Chief Counselor herself, and her judgment is impeccable. There's no way that it could be a power play, because the whole reason she suggested him for the position was because he wasn't the sort to make one. I cannot read today if you can't tell. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep going though, to make it true blind, like people want. You're probably right, she said. Still, I don't know, it's weird. I mean, the whole insufferable meritocracy idea came from President Park, but Ryu's the one who formally proposed it in council on his behalf. Seth? I'm gonna keep reading, I'm gonna ignore you from now on. And now that's in its place. He's the only one who's still got a position. Makes you wonder. I still don't believe it to be in character, I said. Okay, well, I said it was a crazy theory, she shrugged. Anyway, what have you got to report to me today? We spoke no more of the new council that day. Interesting. Alright, so we need to go export. Do you wanna talk? No? Okay, I guess we'll just go export some more. Why not? I was hoping we could talk about what we've seen. We like to do that every 3 or so, but I guess not. Wow. We're already actually quite far. That boy, Bao Yu and the mirror. Ooh, fire. That one doesn't sound good. The bureaucrat class act, I make everything worse, and how? Alright, let's extract those. How long have we been going, oh camera tool? 8 minutes? Sure, we still got more time. You know, we'll just keep reading and keep getting the story, because that's what we're here for. Also, for me to get really embarrassed and not be able to read. Like, but different from this now not being able to read. This now not being able to read is just because I have trouble with, speaking right now. Well, there's that intro. Here we go. Fuck everything. Hangovers suck. All told, I spent a lot more on that dinner than the 600 silver that I owed Mimi. There goes my whole first fucking paycheck after my big promotion. Totally worth it. It took an obnoxiously long time to actually track him down after I even worked up the guts for it. It turns out I was a lot braver with him while not sober. Well, that's how it works. But even after working it up and asking Professor Kim to get in touch with him, I never heard a word back from that boy. After a few months, eventually I gave up. Then suddenly, near the end of my last shift on the week doing patrols on the plaza, I ran into him. Well, more like he ran into me, knocked me right over onto my ass. I was about to curse him out, but then he offered me his hand and I realized who it was. "Sorry, come on, hurry up," he said. "Sorry, come on, hurry up!" Oh my god, it's Sonic. Helping me to my feet. Then suddenly started to run, still holding my hand. I had no choice but to follow him. I didn't Follow me, set me free, trust me and we will escape from the city. Or escape from Magungwa. I'll make it through from Hanye to you. Follow me. I apologize. I didn't want to let go and miss my chance. We spent a good minute darting through corridors and between shops, and even took a shortcut through a tea house. It definitely wasn't the kind of shit I'd normally give. That definitely was the kind of shit I'd normally give someone a citation for. Anyway, eventually we stopped to catch our breath, and he explained that he was running away from a couple of men who were angry at him because he'd cleaned them out gambling. I checked the time. Officially off the clock. "Let me make it up to you. Buy dinner," I said, in a perfect world where I'm actually as charming as he is and didn't choke on my words in front of a pretty face. Wait, oh, I see. I'm not even going to write down what I actually said. I'm hoping by the time I read this again, I'll have forgotten about it entirely. Well, that sure... Edit. Well, that sure was wishful thinking. I like that. It's funny. "Take me to the Golden House, then," he said, with a lilt to his voice. I don't think I can afford that. I tried... Taylor! Is it play Steam hour? I swear. "Sure you can. And you owe me big time," he said. After more back and forth of that, I relented. I pretty much had to. Fine, I'll take you to the Golden House. But only because it'll clear my debt," I said. And because, honestly, I didn't want to impress him deep down. Deep down, I did want to impress him. The thing I wrote before sounds way more dirty than I meant. Me am no good with words. Sweet Jesus. Are you serious? Game, I had respect for you and it is gone? Anyways, I took him there, and while I didn't know much about Western-style food, it seemed pretty good to me. Pretty good to me, yes. He just kept ordering more and more wine for the both of us. I'm finding a parallel between the other, yeah. Western food, I miss that. I don't at all. No thank you. That's enough, that's the last one, I kept arguing. But then, each time, he'd clasp my hands and say, "It's not paid off yet." He could have said anything, really. My memory's kind of fuzzy on what I said to him on account of all the wine. The important part was that I was trying very, very hard to impress him. "So, I got a promotion recently," I said, telling him all about how I was up on the rise and that my family promised me that in a few years I'd surely make it into a really important position, maybe even guard detail for the council. And then it turned out he didn't know how prestigious that sort of position is, anyway. "So, I've been learning some Chinese characters lately," I said, telling him that we totally did have something in common after all. Telling him that oh yeah, there we go. I may have left out the part where I've been having a hell of a time of it, and my tutor keeps giving me shit for not even half understanding how grammar is supposed to work. Honestly, it's all beyond me. Even if everyone says it's necessary to be functionally literate nowadays, I don't know how the fuck anyone can be. But even leaving that out, he wasn't impressed. I knew it was gonna get walked in one day, and I did, but I just said it was a school project! And she believed me because I said it was some education thing. My grandma, by the way, so yeah, I'm just glad that it didn't. I have good eagle-like hearing, so I could hear coming down the stairs, so I was good. But let's get back. I was about to order another round for us myself, but he stopped me. "You've had enough, Mr. Security Officer," he said, grinning. "Let's get out of here while you still can." "I'll walk you home," I offered after paying, as we staggered out the door. He had to catch me. What an embarrassment. "Oh dear boy, I'll walk you home," he said, having to hold me up to keep me steady. I don't know what I could have done without him there, even just walking the 5 minutes from the rail station to my home, but we got there, thankfully. "That was fun," I told him from my open doorway. "I'd like to do it again." "You're kidding, right? I don't want to date you," he said, and my heart sunk. I felt totally horrified and shitty. For the 3 seconds it took until he grabbed me by the collar, pulled me to his face, and kissed me. And not likely either. I want you to invite me in. Okay, am I gonna have to read this? Seth? Seth? Sneak past my father? Okay, so I don't remember what happened between the doorway and my bedroom. I guess we just managed to sneak past my father and his dramas and gotten a bottle of much cheaper wine without it being too weird. Somehow, I guess. The rest, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna remember quite vividly. Yeah, no, I'm good. I didn't read the lesbian, and oh yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm not, no. And it took me a whole minute to sit up straight. Huh, well, you can read that if you want, I'm good. Hey, I mumbled, are you going already? Stick around. Sorry, but I have to go, he said, typing something into my computer screen. I'll make you breakfast, I offered. He just laughed. No, you won't. You're a spoiled little rich noble boy, he said, wagging his finger at me. You don't even know how. You'll just get your maid to do it. No, thanks. I wonder if I'd ever see him again. I've never had a one-night stand before. I don't want to, ever. I'm not sure there's something I can deal with at all. And damn if that boy didn't do a good job at... I don't like how he calls him boy. It's kind of... It makes me feel uncomfortable. You know, because boy is such a young connotation. Ugh. Ugh. No, I'm not... I'm talking about, like, boy negative. I'm not talking... This is just awkward for me. Then I realized the clothes he was putting on seemed way too baggy for his skinny body. I rubbed my eyes. Those are actually my clothes, I said. Yeah, I know, he responded, not stopping. I just kind of stammered, not really sure how to respond to that. Go back to bed, Mr. Security Officer. You really need it, he taunted me. If you want your clothes back, come pick me up at the address I put in your computer. Then he waved and walked out. I was still way too groggy to follow. But oh man, I'm still excited. He does want to see me again. I'm so glad. I mean, honestly, the hangover is still killing me, and holy shit, I can't believe I spent that much money at a restaurant. But oh well, who cares? Totally worth it. Yeah, I agree, Hyunei, totally. Nothing to say? Okay. But you know what, guys? I think we'll read some more next time. Because oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not coming across as homophobic. Like, I really hope that by just being uncomfortable to read this in the basement of my grandma's house, you know, it just might be a little too much. I'm sorry if I'm offending you, or if you just wanted to hear me say very horrible, like, not horrible, no, that's not the words I'm looking for. You know what I mean. I'm sorry, guys. See you next time. Bye.